like to start?
Okay.
Just read, quite quietly.
I was at my home on Wednesday, 25th July 1956, expecting my fiancé to come to lunch as usual.
Can you speak a little louder?
When suddenly somebody knocked at the door and said that something had happened to a relative of ours. I rushed out, and there, very near to our house, I saw my fiancé lying in the road, shot. I was shocked by the outrageous murder, and I cannot really understand why such a crime was committed in plain daylight in the center of Nicosia. I was in fact about the fifth murder committed in that same street, and this area of Nicosia is now known as the Murder Mile. My fiancé was employed as a manager to the outfitting department of Spinny, and he was also a special constable. Being Maltese, he never took an active part in politics, but he considered it his duty to enroll a special constable and give his help to public safety. There is only one reason which I think provoked the murder, and this reason is that my fiancé had the courage to enroll a special constable. Unfortunately, with the present terrorism in the island, no reasons or explanations are given, and it is sufficient that someone does not agree with the terrorist movement for him to be subject to murder. My mother was badly beaten by two young boys who knocked at the door and asked for a certain address. My mother started talking to them when suddenly they beat her on the head and seriously wounded her. They beat her so hard that it is obvious they intended to kill her. This is a tragic situation in Cyprus today. A small gang of terrorists who have succeeded in getting a few thugs to follow them are murdering everybody who does not agree with them and holding 500,000 people in terror and fear. I'm not exaggerating if I say that the people in Cyprus do not want these terrorists and that are fed up with it. The reason why they're unable to say so is the terror which is hanging over their heads every day. I'm here now in safety with my mother, father, and sister, and we're grateful to the government of Cyprus and to the colonial office for helping us.
That was very good indeed.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, can we have the questions one by one, please, and not too fast?
I didn't quite hear you.
Do you hope that what you are doing now will set an example to other people to do the same?
At least I hope so, yes.
Next, please.
Hang them.
It wasn't to prevent you answering that question, but it was just to make plain that political questions are not on the agenda today.
Hence to the people, to the Cyprus people who are here. All the Cyprus people here.
Are you being guarded?
No reason why should I be guarded.
You don't think you are? You're not being guarded here.
I said I don't see the reason why I should be guarded.
But are you being guarded?
Well, I don't know myself. I can't tell you I am or I'm not. Yes.
You heard many people say so?
Not afraid them. They just say when they're not afraid. When they're not afraid to speak, I mean. Plenty of things one can do if he really wants to do something.
Are there any signs of any...
Look up. Well, Miss Demetriades, your fiancé was murdered on July the 25th, wasn't it? Can you tell us in your own words what happened from your point of view?
Well, I was in my house when a woman knocked at our door, and she called my sister. She said something had happened to a relative of ours, and she didn't want me to go and see what was it. I felt there was something wrong, so I rushed down, and in a nearby road, I saw my fiancé lying on the road.
What did you do?
Well, I just started screaming. I tried to rush beside him, but then some policemen arrived, and they simply wouldn't let me go and touch him. I just had to push them away and kick and shout, and then I went near my fiancé.
Yes. Well, now, your fiancé was actually a Maltese. Why do you think he was murdered by the terrorists?
I think he was murdered because he was in the Cypriot and because he had the courage to be a special constable.
Mm-hmm. And your own work was what in Cyprus?
I was working in the Cyprus Broadcasting Station as an accounts clerk.
Well, now, you've come over with your mother and father and sister. Have you any other members of your family here?
Yes, we've got my brother who's in Birmingham. In fact, he's been here 5 months.
Mm-hmm. And what sort of job are you looking for yourself?
Well, I haven't had any for the moment, but I'm trying to get in, an interesting job.
How do you feel that the activity against the terrorists is going in Cyprus. Can you see any improvement?
Well, at least we hope there is an improvement, but these murders now, of course, if we don't know if Yoka is doing them just because it's at their last.
Their last gasp, so to speak, yes. As far as this country is concerned, do you feel yourself more secure in England?
Well, at least I hope I am, yes.
And you're still prepared to go on speaking boldly against the terrorists?
Yes.
Good. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Demetriades.
Well, thank you very much.
That was wizard. Well done. Now, you've got John Hartley here, who is the...
Right.